Hello and welcome to another math video. Today we are talking about counting, which is a topic in discrete mathematics. In this video, we will specifically be refreshing the stars and bars counting method. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've already heard this method of counting before and just need a refresher. And if you've never heard the stars and bars method before, this is not an introductory video, so we will be going a little bit quickly, but you are welcome to stay and try to follow along. So suppose you're the owner of a bagel shop and you have 8 bagels and 3 customers, and you want to figure out all the different ways we can distribute our 8 bagels among the 3 customers. So we can start by drawing a picture, and we can represent our bagels using 8 stars, so 1 star for every bagel. And I'm drawing my stars with a little bit of space between each of them, and you'll see why in a second. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how is a way we can draw out dividing our 3 bagels? So we can do that pretty easily by just drawing a line. However, we want to split them up. Draw 2 lines to split it among 3 groups. And that makes sense that we're doing 2 lines and not 3 lines, because if I'd ask you to divide up a rectangle to make 3 spaces, we just draw 2 lines. Now we have 1, 2, 3 spaces there. And we can call these lines our bars. So our problem where we divide up 8 bagels among 3 customers doesn't really have any constraints. So we can divide up our bagels however we want. We could give person 1, we could put our bar here, and we could give person 1 0 bagels, or we could take away both our bars, and we could give one person all 8 bagels, or I don't know, we can do it a little more of a regular way and give everyone a couple bagels. But you can divide it up however you want, and we can calculate all these different combinations of putting our bars in by using this formula where you do stars, which are our stars, or the objects, plus bars, which are all the different ways all the different people or boxes we want to divide our things up into. Choose bars, or if you prefer the notation with the C, stars plus bars, choose bars, which also, if you know your combinations well enough, you know that is equivalent also to saying stars plus bars, choose stars. So you can choose stars or bars. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to prove why that's correct, but you can simply do it by writing out every single stars and bars combination. So for our problem, we have 8 stars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 2 bars, actually. Because 1, 2, because we have 3 customers. So it's pretty much n minus 1 bars. And then we're going to choose 2 bars. And then if you know the combinations formula, which is n factorial over r factorial, n minus r factorial, then you can calculate that pretty easily by hand. You don't even need a calculator. And just do 10 factorial over 2 factorial times 8 factorial, which is, I believe, that's 45. So there are 45 different ways, if my math is correct, 45 different ways we can divide up our bagels there. So what if we did add a constraint in? And what if we want to make sure that each customer gets at least 1 bagel? I'm going to give you a second to pause and think if you can come up with anything on your own. So in general, we still have 2 bars because we're still dividing it among 3 people. But how do our stars change, the way we divide up our stars? Well, now some of our stars are fixed. we know person 1, 2, and 3 each get at least one bagel. So that's like if I go, okay, person 1 here's a bagel, person 2 here's a bagel, person 3 here's a bagel. And then what do we do with the leftovers, right? So we already know 3 of these bagels' fates are already determined. And it doesn't have to be the first 3. It can be, the middle 3, the last 3, or it can be like this one, and that one. Doesn't really matter. Just any 3 bagels are now fixed. And now all we have to do is just worry about the rest of them, the last 5. So we can account for these bagels by subtracting them from the total bagels we originally had. So if we already know that those bagels are fixed, now we can say that we have 5 bagels left to work with, which is the same as saying 8 minus 3 bagels left to work with. And then how do we want to put our bars in now? I'm just going to put them here because I want to put them there. But again, like we said before, you can put your bars wherever you want in your picture, as long as you account for them in the formula. So I'm going to give you a second to pause and try filling in the formula on your own. And then when you come back, hopefully you have 8 minus 3 stars plus our 2 bars, choose 2, which is equivalent to saying 5 plus 2, choose 2, which is the same as 7, choose 2, which is 21. So hopefully in your answer, you got 21. That's all for this video on the stars and bars method. We did a pretty simple example here, but if you have any more difficult examples that you are wondering about, you are welcome to leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for staying along. Keep on trucking.